How far can you go? Ah! No! 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 No, 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 no! You're supposed to stay in the forest! Brother! Brother!
Howdy, and welcome to Building in Stride. My name is Strider. Well, actually, I say welcome to, but you might be one of those few subscribers from the get go, and to that I say, welcome back. But I mean, to everyone, I'm glad you're here. This is probably as close to where I'm at currently in my world as you will see in this video. It's nothing special, it's just resource grinding, and my goodness, it's a grind. Very humbling and puts things into perspective of just how much time. I mean, I specifically watch a lot of the hermits. Really puts into perspective how much grindy work goes into massive projects. My goodness. It's a lot. And soak it up. Soak it up while you're here. This is the only sneak peek you're going to get of this future project until, I have some more substantial, until I have a substantial meal of some meat and potatoes for y'all. This is the only sneak peek you're going to get. BOO's big project for Hermitcraft 10 was a trimmed pine forest. I mean, his whole base was every one of the hermits. What am I saying? Every one of the hermits always have huge projects. BOO's forest caught my eye, and to that I say, I think I'm going to try doing a birch. So look forward to that in a future episode. But for now, I found, I think, the most useless horse. I eventually, bred out those bad genetics, but my goodness, that first one was so stinking slow. Useless, but he was a good jumper. So I at least kept him around for that. I will say something I am quickly learning with this playthrough is I really like testing my luck with heights, and heights really love finding me. My goodness, just really playing a chance game there. But at least for the time being, this is a little bit of overlap from footage of the last episode, timeline-wise, for this is that lush caves that I had found and was talking about that truly just seemed like it was endless. And truth be told, I still don't even feel like I've scratched the surface of it. My goodness, there's still so much to explore, and I didn't even touch barely even half the ores that I found. But I found plenty of little axolotl friends, of which I have ethically kidnapped, of course. They weren't safe here, but they'll be safe with me. And again, just more clips of me testing my luck with heights. My goodness, playing a dance of death. But that comes later. I do eventually take a plunge, but from a little bit of a safer vantage point. I believe it's this one. Yes, there we go. Right as rain. But yes, for the first bit, This is the caving and pathing episode. Just caves and paths. But for now, axolotl and axolotl friends to be had. It's quite expansive, I must say. And, for a game called Minecraft, mining sure can be fun, can't it? All is well, though. All is well. Doing things a little bit different this episode as opposed to the last one. Part of me would like to do story time like I had done in the past, but truth be told, it's even given my current equipment setup, it's a bit too much of a hassle, and I feel like may not be the best for a Let's Play. So I'll have to find a route for that in the future. But as you're currently seeing, I haven't seen the movie, but my God, it just felt like one battle after another. It felt like I truly could not catch a break after I hit like the halfway point of caving down here. It was just one surprise attack after one surprise attack, running into hordes after hordes of mobs. The one death is the only death that happened this run, but as you'll see and are seeing, we got a little bit too close on that, if you ask me. Just a wee bit too close. I will, I'll even concede story time will probably certainly not be the go-to. As I don't know if you've tried to just riff over your own footage, but, it can be hard to fill up all of that time with, something to say. Witnessed nature finding a way. And at this point, I had plenty enough cortisol running through my system to say, you know what? I think I've had enough caving. I think I'm going to do something else. It took my newly found and much higher of a jumper, much faster of a runner, horsey, out through the mangrove swamp, only to realize at that point in time, you know what? Maybe a world path is what I need to do. And so that's what I had eventually set out for. Ran across a desert and a camel. I forgot those were in the game. I don't understand their purpose whatsoever. He just confused me and sat there. And eventually just made my way to a war motion, which I had initially set out for. That's what this little journey was for, was to find the war motion so that I could get some coral. Guess how much coral I came back with? 5 blocks. But I did manage to catch, I think it was close to 9 tropical fish, so I'd say it was a good expedition nonetheless. And from the warm ocean, I wanted to see if I could chart a course for this world path, all the way from my current base to where I had set the intention to, start this series last episode. And what do you know? It's all connected by land. So we're all good there. Praise the Lord. But yes, it's the World Path episode. Get used to it. You're going to be seeing me doing a lot of pathing. But, it's honestly somewhat appropriate, I would say. A brief little clip just to give more credence to the intelligence of mangrove tropical fish, like I mentioned last episode. Just swimming in circles over and over and over. Some of the smartest mobs in the game. But yes, world paths. After about, I think it was close to 3 hours, I needed a break. And acting on behalf of the HOA, I deemed these lands unfit and unsuitable for housing and residence. And got fast at work at reshaping the land. And with brief detours coming to a close, we're back on the grind. Back on the grind for the world path. Several hundred blocks later. It's like he can't even speak. Several hundred blocks later. And also, you may never know, but you've got to make sure all of the details, even the most smallest minute ones, all add up and match. You may never see it, but those little bits of stone peeking out, they would drive me crazy until I eventually, I don't plan on quitting this world anytime soon, but for as long as I do plan to have it, every little detail needs to make sense. And eventually they all will. But I don't even know why I say but. We're just going with the flow here. World paths and life paths. And if you'll notice, there is a naturally forming question mark in the terrain. I did not put it there. Did he crouch? No, he didn't. I only include this clip because I'd never noticed the creeper in the clouds before. But yeah, I just thought that the question mark in the terrain, in retrospect, was the funniest thing. Because I totally forgot to crouch walk and then just walked straight off, just straight off a cliff. It was like the game was just asking me, "Hey, bud, you think this is a good idea? I don't know if this is a good idea. You sure about this?" What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Of course, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. It wasn't fine. I've since realized if I need to move horses or donkeys in the future, just ride them to where you need to go. Because leads, I think leads are the most useless item currently. I mean, it has a purpose, but it's the most broken thing in the world. Either that or the donkey's broken. It may just be that the donkey's broken. I might just have a bad donkey. Which I do eventually get rid of him. Well, I say get rid of him. He's still in service. He's just far away from me currently. Not in the ground. Just he's way back home in the swamp, and I plan on leaving him in the swamp. But yeah, just more paths, which might be just a good segue for me to just talk about life paths for a second, because, man, it's hard to, no, it's not hard. You know, if I'll preach anything on this channel, it'll be self-love and being kind to yourself. Albeit, I have learned from this experience so far, content creation's fun. I'm still working out the kinks and still finding my, you know, editorial voice. Not like what you're hearing now, but like what you see, and doing my best to make that entertaining. But it has been fun trying to figure it out. And something that I've been doing my best to show myself love on is, you know, I wish I'd been doing this a decade ago. Truly. But, you know what they say, better late than never. You know, I've worked a lot of jobs in my life. First job was working on a dairy farm, milking cows, believe it or not. Which, I mean, if you know me in real life, that's always, it's always a shocker whenever I tell people that, because I do not look like the farm type. But it was just a short job, and then after that, it was just bouncing around from fast food place to Starbucks to a vape shop, back to Starbucks, to a grocery store, back to Starbucks, to another grocery store. Most recent job being that at a, well, I don't know if I can say that on YouTube, so I will say working on a tree farm, an herb farm, if you catch the drift, which I, in truth, thought would be a dream job. And then once I had it and worked it for a few months, I realized, oh, sweet mother of God, this is not what I want to be doing. I do not want to be here. This is nothing like I thought it would be. And yeah, that job was just, it was a lot. It didn't seem like it would be a lot, but I think that proved to be one of the hardest years of my life. And that's true. That is, truthfully speaking, no joke. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for the lessons learned myself. And not only myself, but, you know, truly just how it can get, you know, working with other people. And sort of the challenges that arise from interpersonal relationships. But I can say in truth, I will never go back. Never go back to that. I've currently, you know, I feel like I do owe it to a degree to be genuine here. But at the same time, I don't want to sound like I'm begging for sympathy. You know, I've been jobless for well over 2 months now. I'm still trying to figure out a source of income. I mean, I can say for certain I would. I feel like that's another thing you can't really say on YouTube, but, you know, the taste of lead sounds better than getting a temporary job at, like, a gas station. So I think it's good to value yourself to a degree. And I am worth so much more than just working at a gas station. I'm worth so much more than working at a grocery store. And you know what? So are you. Whoever you are, wherever you're at, if you're unhappy, I'm not suggesting you go quit your job, because believe me, it brings about so many more challenges along the way. But in terms of life paths, it's taken me just about 30 years to get here, but I feel like I've finally found something that I do truthfully enjoy. And even saying that, I feel like it doesn't sound genuine. Believe me, it is wholeheartedly the truth. I love this. I'm still figuring it out, but I would much rather be a clown on the internet than just some guy you run into at a gas station. So I'm gonna stay here, and I'm gonna keep on making things. And I hope it's not even a hope. I know that there will be people out there who do enjoy it. And if you do, please like it. Please subscribe. Please stick around. I'm a continue to switch things up. As you've noticed, there's going to be no face cam. Like the face cam cutting back and forth between me and game footage. I'm just going to do voiceover for this. And then for the next episode, I plan on just doing it with my janky headset. So the audio quality is probably going to take a dip next episode, but it certainly won't be any of our first times encountering a little bit lackluster voice quality, but that never takes away. It kind of adds to it, in my opinion. But as you've seen, the world path is complete. It was darn near 24 hours spread across like 3 or 4 days. I'd pulled an all-nighter, and this clip is at the end of an all-nighter. And my goodness, I think I didn't yell at God, but my goodness, I had some choice words for the Lord after this one. Like, watch this clip. Bedrock, what are you doing? What are you doing, Bedrock? I wasn't aiming at that block. I'm getting too heated up over just that. It still triggers me a little bit. So I still encounter that issue from time to time. But yes, this is where the series will this is where the series takes place. Look at those beautiful mountains in the distance. Look at Wayland. Look at Utani. Look at this landscape. My God, it's beautiful. The potential is enormous. And I do partially want to spoil, and then I also do want to also keep secrets to myself of, future plans. But I think for now, it's just going to be... Oh, sorry, kitty. For now, I'm going to keep it to myself. Venturing underneath that village, I found that spider spawner.
Oh!
Yeah, you thought. You thought, didn't you? Yeah, and if you haven't put 2 and 2 together, I really like Lacrimosa, and it works for so many things.
I wasn't going to record this, but might as well while I'm here, right? Let's see if we can find a creaking, shall we? Let's see if we can find our man. He's got to be around here somewhere. Oh. Wow! Okay, I hate it already. I've only done this once. Oh, and I hate how silent this place is. Oh my god. Just a creak, creak. Oh. Oh. Oh, can I make that jump? Oh, just barely not. Oh. Oh. Okay. Nope. No. No, I'm okay. I'm alright. Y'all have fun down there. That's a way too many. Holy. Oh, and it's getting. Oh, no. I hate it. 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 Oh boy, I hate it. I don't know why I didn't bring a bed. Are there any sheepies around? Sheepies! Sheepies! Oh! Hi! So there is one of yous. Can you get me from there? Or can you not leave? Oh my gosh, you can! Can you leave all the way? How far can you go? No! 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 No, 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 no! You're supposed to stay in the forest! Brother! Brother! You can't. You're not. Okay, you can't, right? My back is turned. Ah, but you're trying to. You're trying to. How close can he get? He's trying. He's trying, but he can't. Oh, sweet. Oh my gosh. All right, well. Nope. Oh, and you're actually close. Let me take care of you real quick, real quick, real quick. Ah, there's two! No, 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 no! Nope, 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 nope. I'm a... Let me find another sheep. I want to do this in daylight.
And then briefly jumping back in to say, yes, I did get the creaking heart. I just forgot to capture the footage of it. More footage of me not even slowly, fastly approaching cliffs I did not intend to run into. I also discovered biomes I did not know the game had. It confused me so much when I first saw it. I was like, what am I looking at? I don't remember this being in Minecraft. Little ice spikes. All right, goodbye.
It is pretty. And I just now realized there's reflections. And yes, there's a lot of torch spam that needs to be cleaned up eventually. Performance isn't horrible. It's not like the fog is really, really nice. Just as I was complaining about fog earlier. Like, it's certainly pretty. Oh my gosh. See, okay, this atmospheric fog, okay, this makes me kind of want to stay in the swamp. Am I going to stay in the swamp? No. No, I'm not. So the world path is finally done, at least connecting the two areas that I have decided I shall build. My starting area that we just were, just basically just a hop, skip, and a jog from 0-0. Oh, baby. Okay, that is... Okay. I mean, if optimization could be tweaked just a little bit to where it's just a little bit smoother. I think I'm here for it. Yeah, and I've gone through a few times and like tried to mess around with the gamma and the bloom settings because there is just a certain quality to this that I don't like. I like most of it. But there's like it's like a certain grayness that like just shows up. I don't know if that's supposed to be the volumetric fog, or if it's the bloom just running out of control, or just being cranked a little too high. I tried adjusting it, and it just made everything look worse and worse. So we're just running on favoring performance, so that it at least runs well. Yeah, there's something about like this. It's like it's a weird blue shift that's happening. Which I guess it kind of makes sense. Because, okay, look, it's like now we're in direct sunlight. So yes, of course it's going to be super bright. But it's that blue shift in shadows. It just feels just ever so slightly off. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I just need to get used to it. I do think I like it, though. It kind of gives the game the feeling that the cinematics have had for years, which I've always thought was crazy that they went with that sort of aesthetic for cinematics. When in reality, you would boot up the game and you'd be like, whoa, I saw one trailer for the game and then I booted it up and it didn't even look anything like it. I mean, at least this looks like... This at least gives the same feel that the trailers have. Shadows on horses is just a little... It doesn't know quite what to think. But yes, we're back here, back home. Home 2 of 2.